Hey, what's up, guys? So, do you guys recall sometime last year, President Trump signed that executive order that was going to designate Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization? But basically, that executive order had no teeth because under US law, there's no formal process or authority for the president to designate domestic groups or individuals as terrorist organizations. And this really pissed me off because I really want to see Antifa burn. If there's one group I hate the most in the country, it's Antifa. Like, I've just seen so many countless videos of these guys traveling in huge packs, and especially when they're outnumbering the opposition, these guys get just so violent. I remember that clip of Nick Swartor last year in Portland where he was by himself against 20 Antifa thugs. And stuff like that just really pissed me off. And we all know who's one of the major funders of these organizations, and that's George Soros. But there's actually another person that's been, on the radar of the US government. And I want you to take a look at this clip here of the PBD podcast because it exposes a new financier who's been, sowing all this chaos in the US. Take a look.
Is this the clip, Rob?
Yeah, this is a clip, but read specifically that
Can you
bottom
zoom
line.
in a little bit, Rob?
I actually talked to the DOJ about Never Word Singham. He's an interesting cat. He's probably one of the worst of the worst. He's like, there's George Soros and then there's Never Word Singham.
Really?
Yeah, Singham, again, he was the one funding those LA ICE riots. He's tied to the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, who's also tied to Cuban Terror Network. But he was also named in this as funding rioting. And so what they're doing is, the guy, Singham, by the way, refused to respond to congressional inquiry into funding of these riots. So we wrote a letter to the Secretary of Treasury to freeze his assets. And the
Oh,
DOJ is
yeah, I've seen this guy. Oh, I've seen this. We invited him to the podcast.
Oh, well, if you
Just
get him in
last
town,
week.
let me know because we're going to come arrest him. Did you really invite him?
That last week, Rob.
Oh,
Last
man.
week we invited
He's
him on the
like-
podcast.
Man,
This is the
he's
guy we
like,
invited just literally
I'm
a
going to
week
send you a
ago.
list of questions, but let me know because he seriously has been refusing to respond to Congress for testimony.
Well, where's he based out of?
China. He's from LA, but he also spends a majority of his time in China. I know that he made his money directly getting help and funding from the CCP. And I also know that the guy's a devout, like as bad as it gets, straight up shill for the Communist Chinese Party. Yeah, so like they take these groups, right? Like let's say he's funding different organizations that are splitting Americans specifically on ICE using the Hispanic demographic, right? Then they're also at the same time funding organizations that are pitting Americans on the Palestine versus Israel issue. So it's only benefiting and coming though from one country, and that's China.
Honestly, this sounds like treason to me. Like, this guy's working with the CCP to sow division in America. And this is what, supposed to benefit China? I don't care if he's living in China. Find a way to extradite his ass. Like, this is bullshit. Like, this is what I'm sick of this administration. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go on a rant here because when are we going to start seeing some rest? We've known George Soros was financing Antifa and all these other groups, these protesters. Now we know about this guy, Neville Roy Singham. When are we going to start seeing some arrests? Because I'm getting sick and tired of this stuff. I'm also, pissed off about January 6th committee, Russia collusion hoax, all this stuff. I want to start seeing some rest. Like, when is Pam Bunny going to start doing something? Because this is like really frustrating me. Anyways, I'm going to play you a few clips here of Antifa members effing around and finding out. So this first one here, this brain dead idiot tried to burn an American flag and in the process almost burned himself alive. Take a look.
Oh, what an idiot. What a
What a disrespectful thing to do, like burning the American flag on, especially on US soil. Like, that is just so disrespectful. And it's just crazy how there is no law against that. Yes, I understand that the Constitution is the Constitution, but in every country, like pretty much every country around the world, there are laws. There is prison time if you burn their flag. The only countries I think are just the US, Canada, Denmark, Australia, you know, but every other country, China has a 3-year prison imprisonment. Russia, 1 year. France, there's fines and public degradation. Germany, Italy, Poland, Latvia, 2 to 3 years in prison. South Korea, India, Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, multi-year prison time. But in the US, you can get away with it, which is crazy. Anyways, take a look at this next clip here because this Antifa member decided during a protest, there was a Trump supporter there and he had a Trump flag, or I believe a pro-ICE flag or a Trump flag, and he was just waving it in the air. And this guy comes up from behind and decides to snatch it and take off. But look at what the Trump supporter did because he chased the shit out of that guy and got his flag back. Take a look.
Give it back. Dude, took my.
Honestly, I wish this guy would have given him a couple shots like, yo, you're going to steal my flag? You're not going to get away that easy. But the funny, look at how much of a head start this guy had. This guy had he was 10 steps ahead and he still got caught. Look how much of a lead. Liberals are the most unathletic people. Like, oh my God. You had this much of a lead and you still couldn't get away. Like, this guy literally chased him down. And he's doing this while holding a camera, trying to film this. Yeah, I would have given a couple head. Like, you take my shit like that, you're not getting away that easy. Like, that is crazy. Especially if you make me run like that. Like, making me run a couple 100 meters just to chase your stupid ass for stealing my shit. I'm not putting up with that. Anyways, guys, I want to show you this video, another feel-good story video, because you're actually seeing a small turnaround at schools. You know, a lot of these schools are doing these walkouts, anti-ICE protests, but now there are some schools where those students who are out there protesting are just getting booed. Take a look.
USA! USA!
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that school was somewhere in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, if I recall. But it's such a nice sight to see, you know, actually students, young ones, actually supporting the country and calling out this stupid behavior, these leftists, these anti-ICE protesters, because, you know, we've been seeing it all throughout the country. Just all these protesters coming out and the schools just allowing it. But it's such a nice breath of fresh air seeing, you know, other students pushing back against this. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.